modern audiences are pretty accustomed to a like documentary style shooting in a movie, but when this was released in Italy in 1980, the director was arrested.
I fucking hope so. Holy mother of asteroids. Like,
why did you watch this? Like, you thought it was real?
No, I thought it was just gonna be a horror movie from the 70s, like the corny horror movies I've seen from the 70s. Was PETA around?
I don't think so.
Man.
Yeah, PETA would definitely not like this.
Hell no.
Watch it, Alan. I'm shooting.
Oh, good Lord. It's unbelievable. It's horrible. I can't understand the reason for such cruelty.
Rogerio Deodato was later charged with multiple counts of murder due to rumors that several actors were killed in the film. He was eventually cleared of all charges, but Cannibal Holocaust was banned in Italy, Australia, and several other countries due to its graphic content. They arrested him for chopping off an actor's cock. He's just like in a prison. It's like, no, it's a movie. It's a movie. It's all fake. It's a fugazi. I take the actor out to the Amazon and we say, well, rape, but only fake rape. No real rape. But you know what? You can kill animals.
Oh my gosh.
Well, I wonder, if part of the reason why the Italian authorities thought this was real is kind of because of the dubbing and the language barrier. Because when you watch this, the final version that you watch.
Did you watch the director's cut or did you watch?
I don't know if there's a director's cut. I think
so I downloaded.
This is the uncensored version, I think.
I downloaded two versions: the director's cut and the regular one. So maybe the director's cut's the uncensored one.
The director's cut is most likely the uncensored one. But I can't help but wonder if part of why they thought it seemed so real was because they didn't speak English or didn't. When I watched the English version of this, I don't. It's great. Yeah. It's good. It's a good movie, and in the '80s, it was probably more impressive. But I don't think it's really. Doesn't necessarily feel real.
Well, there's only one thing that scares me, and that's marriage.
He'd take me to the North Pole to put it off.
I'm going to give Cannibal Holocaust 3 stars. This is one of the great exploitation films of the 80s. Some of it feels like cheap shock value, but it's also very creative and has some pretty strong filmmaking. It takes you on a journey, and when it ends, you might feel kind of gross, but it will definitely move you. So you can watch Cannibal Holocaust on Peacock of all places. I don't know why it ended up on Peacock, but it is the fully uncut version with all the violence and stuff intact. For some reason, Peacock seems to be leaning into like 80s exploitation. They got Miss 45. They have a bunch of trauma movies on there. So if you're looking for stuff like that, Peacock is probably a good place to start. What about you, Eric? What did you think of Cannibal Holocaust?
I just go watch this movie, man. Just go watch this movie.
Cannibal Holocaust is about an American anthropologist who travels deep into the Amazon in an attempt to locate a documentary film crew that disappeared while shooting a piece about uncontacted tribes that practice cannibalism. And the first half of the film details the anthropologist's journey into the Amazon, where he discovers the documentary crew has been killed and eaten by cannibals. And he realizes, or he comes to the conclusion that he needs to get their footage back from the cannibal tribe. So how does this American outsider win over the uncontacted tribe? He gets naked and bathes in the swamp, and there's like this awkward scene where like he's just ambushed by all these native women, and they like pinch his cheeks and tug on his soft penis.
Become like them, naked and unfettered as Adam.
He also did the tape thing, right?
Yeah, that's how he really impresses the tribe, is he records one of their rituals and plays it for them and then trades them the tape recorder for the deceased film crew's footage. And in the second half of the film, he returns to New York City with the footage and gives it to the network, and they're so impressed with him that they want him to like present it on air and do a report on it. And this is the really great part about the movie, because through the process of reviewing and editing the footage, we get to see what happened to the documentarians. It's pretty enthralling. And like I said, what's really great about it is how it's shot and presented.
Medicinal supplies. That's about it, since we'll be covering hundreds of miles on foot. And that's another thing. Who knows when we'll have another shower? Of course, I don't think Faye will have any problem remaining the sexiest script girl in history.
Are you really shooting?
Okay, that's enough.
There's a lot of great character development in this movie, which is important because if you just saw people randomly getting ripped apart in the jungle, it would not have the same impact. Selling it and making it feel like these are real people is kind of what makes it so enjoyable.
What do you think the director's intentions were for people?
To make a successful film. This is back when movies had to actually make money and they weren't just all fucking Ponzi schemes. So you gotta do what you gotta do. You gotta thrill the audience a little bit. You gotta shock them a little bit. It's definitely going for shock value, which isn't an invalid storytelling tool. If it's just schlock, it's gonna be a different thing. That's not what this movie is. It definitely has a little bit of that, and I think there's definitely some scenes that are hard to watch and drag on a bit too long. But there's also a lot of great filmmaking. There's definitely a lot to be learned, and a lot of the tricks and things that they did in this movie, shooting it like the found footage style, has totally been taken and used in more mainstream films. But it's, it is fake in the sense that like the actors are holding cameras. They're not the ones filming the footage. It's, it's all shot like a movie. It's just shot with the aesthetic of making it look like a documentary. And it's well done. I've seen people try to do this more recently and do it worse. And like the way it's presented at the end is great. How they're watching it and how they have the same realization that the audience has. The network kind of knows. They're kind of like, yeah, Alan was a little bit much.
Yeah, they said like so many times.
Yeah, the network are fucking complicit in a lot of this bad shit too. But then as they go down the rabbit hole of watching the footage and how much worse it gets and worse and worse and worse. And then until they're just like, yeah, we can't, let's burn the footage. Yeah, they literally don't want it to exist.
And there's so many like crazy things in this movie. Like the animal killing thing is kind of like the human killing thing. It is what it is.
The human killing isn't real.
Yeah, but I'm just saying
the
like
scenes with the animals are actually real.
Yeah, that I was just like the way they cut out the monkey's head or whatever.
I think the muskrat. Right?
Yeah.
If they are actually eating that thing, I don't really have that much of a problem with it. But if they're just killing it for a scene in a movie, it's a little fucked up. But you know what? It's this is a movie from 40 years ago. It's already been shot. There's no point in getting outraged and offended about it. It's like it is what it is. It's there. It's part of history. I don't think it should be cut out of the movie. I think we should still watch it and see it how it was shot.
But and that time, did Italy have a beef with America? Like, why the fuck would you make it an American fucking documentarian?
You're going to make it based on American characters because you want to sell it to the whole world. And there's more consumers in America. More people want to watch an American movie than an Italian movie.
Because I was just
so that's just like a fucking, of course.
I mean, he made our guy look like a psycho.
What I love about this movie is it takes you into this world of uncontacted cannibal tribes. But then what's really interesting about it is it flips the audience's expectations and portrays the college-educated Western documentarians as being like more barbaric than the cannibals. That's what's interesting about it. A lot of people's view of this is like, oh, this is racist and it's racist towards people in the Amazon. I think this movie is way more critical of the West and academia and the media and pointing out that you can't necessarily accept these things as telling you the truth because they're very corrupt and they're swayed by profit and making money. And that's what these kids who went in this movie wanted. And the character development is great because you get to know them. It makes them seem like real people. They go through this harrowing journey of getting through the jungle, but they're still kind of pieces of shit. And the thing that they put the most importance on is making money and being famous. And they really get what's coming to them. By the time they get attacked, you really don't have a lot of sympathy for them. I think though, the thing that people detractors kind of miss out on is that there is like social commentary in this movie about the modern world, about the Western world, about the media, about academia, about fame. Like looking down at the rest of the world and thinking you're better than them and having this entitlement that you can do whatever you want to them. This is a movie that I would love to see like remade by a really good filmmaker, like somebody who had the sensibilities to do it in like a really serious and dramatic tone. Like the guy who did like Drive or something. Eli Roth basically did a Cannibal Holocaust ripoff like 10 years ago called Green Inferno. And that was a piece of shit.
I'm so sorry, guys.
You know what I thought was a little bit goofy? The scene where they find the old person from the tribe who like wanders off to die, and they're like just laying by the water, and they're like covered in. They look like a zombie, covered in worms and shit. It's like you wouldn't look like that.
Yeah, they were still filming it too. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a lot of penis and boobies in this movie. So
yeah, well, people in the jungle don't wear clothes, Eric, which seems crazy. Just walking around the jungle nude with shit biting your dick and everything.
this has like left a visual stain in my mind.
Yeah, I think this movie is simultaneously hard to watch and hard to stop watching. It is effective.
Okay, I love you. 愛上了你，請你莫逃避，維護你，原諒你，拋開貪生怕死，一切為咗你。